cultivators.
YOLO.
Welcome to Podcasting is Forbidden in the Cloud Recesses, the only lesbian-hosted podcast about Devil's ancestor's predecessor.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm your good cop, Roy.
And I'm your gay cop, Fallon.
We have a special guest disciple here with us today.
Hello.
Please
How's it
welcome
going?
Kate.
My name is Cade. I am your friendly local knee-sect corpse dealer.
Hell yeah. Gotta get him somewhere.
That's right.
I mean, shit.
There's a job for everybody.
Truly.
Everybody fits into a niche. It's society. So, Cade, you have a special distinction in the ranks of our guests because you're the first person that we've had on who wasn't introduced to Modao via, like, me. So I'm curious, how did you find out about it?
I was previously in like the My Hero Academia fandom, I think. And like a lot of our fanfic writers just started like jumping ship. And I was like, what? I mean, of course, like as you are, like, what are these Chinese gays?
Yeah. As we all must ask.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. And so I started watching the Donghua and like fell in love. So,
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
Definitely.
That's how it be.
That's how it be when you're normal and not using Pinterest like me. But
I think it's pretty funny to hear you say that though, because I've heard from a bunch of different fandoms that was the case. That same exact thing was like a bunch of the writers and artists for the fandom were suddenly jumping ship to Modao. And I'm like, damn,
the mass exodus.
Like a mass exodus all over. It's so funny.
The Great Migration. It's like when climate change happens and you have to migrate elsewhere to get to the warm parts so you don't die.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly
Absolutely.
it. Speaking of migrating, we got a bunch of news about the Japanese audio drama this week.
We did. And it's pretty good.
It's very good. So first off, it starts on Friday. What the hell?
I can't believe
crazy.
And it's like, it's one of those things where I'm not going to be able to understand it fully, but I'm going to be able to understand it a lot more contextually than I would with Mandarin Chinese. So a bitch will be tuning in. I just can't believe it's happening so quickly.
Right? Why does all of this shit just get like dropped on us like this?
I don't know.
We just get carpet bombed with this content. But we also got some little snippets of our voice actors. I hope they release one a day because it gives me something to look forward to. But they're probably not going to do that because they don't like me.
No. So far we've gotten Gi
Musen, aka he my son.
Gi Musen.
Who is Wei Ying. We got Tatsuhisa Suzuki as Wei Wuxian, who is, you may know him as one of the swim anime mans.
He was
Makoto.
Yeah, the big like teddy bear one, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
It was only like tangentially in the whole free shit. I like watched it. And then I fell out of it once I found out that I was going to have to listen to Vic Mignogna if I wanted to listen to the dub.
Christ.
He keeps happening to us.
I hate it so. Well, this was back when like
this was before he like went to court.
Yeah, this was pre-court because this was in like 2016 or 2017 where I like watched the first 2 seasons and I was like, okay, cool, and then I completely forgot about it because I heard Vic Mignogna was going to be in the dub and I was like, well, if they're going to dedicate their time and energy to giving him a job, I'm not going to do that to them.
Checking your invisible watch.
Because I don't got time for it. Literally. I don't have any time for it at all. There's nothing on my wrist.
And then we got Satoshi Hino as Mr. Lan Wangji.
And he's pretty good. I will say one thing about his Japanese dub voice is that it's more, and I noticed somebody was talking about this on the Twitter this morning, it's more authoritative than it is like Zen, which is something that none of us are really used to, but like my nethers kind of tingled.
Jesus Christ!
Not like the sexy nethers, just like the
Unspecified nethers.
Unspecified nethers. The tenders tingled when he talked. I don't know, like, it's not usually, that's not a very Lan Wangji like reaction.
Jesus Christ.
Not like what I'm used to. I don't know. We can cut that out because I don't know where I was going with that.
I'm keeping it. He was in. He did some Naruto stuff. To me, the thing that matters to me is that he was in Nobari no O, which is one of my favorites. He was in a bunch of stuff. I don't know, a bunch of stuff that I didn't see. He was in Dramatical Murder, which is funny to me.
Yeah, he was Noah's.
I don't fucking know.
Figured out Noah's.
He was nosy.
The blonde one with 9,000 bridge piercings.
It's what you do.
I hope he was also Pain from Naruto, so he can have like kind of the matching aesthetic with all of his characters. Wow, Lan Wangji with all them bridge piercings though.
What do you do?
No, he would not. But it's fun to think about.
Maybe for like.
I'm just.
What am I trying to trying to keep his composure through it? The test, you know.
Oh,
you're not allowed to cry. You have to get the bridge piercing, and you have to just absorb it. And then you get up and say, "Thank you, sir," and then you walk away, and you have the rest of your day.
Oh, I just love sexy old goth Lan Wangji.
Sexy.
That'd be a look.
And
not an in-character look at all, but just something nice to think about.
And then just this morning, I woke up out of nowhere for no damn reason at like 8:30 in the morning, and I looked on Twitter to try to get my head straight after having a bad dream. And the internet said to me, Midorikawa Hikaru is going to be Zhangcheng. So that was good. Where did my tab go? He's done a fucking ton of shit. He's been in like everything.
Chasing that paper.
Dude, he's getting that bank. He was a lot of people. He did a lot of things.
Notable things?
I'm looking through.
Let's see if there's ones I recognize because I'm slightly more.
Yeah, he was best genist.
He was best genist.
Yes,
best youngest.
Incredible.
I lost my mind.
My fucking ass fell off. I could not believe.
It's great. He was a Demon Slayer boy.
Oh yeah.
Best genist. He's in Ensemble Stars. If that's more your jank. Oh gosh. Yeah, there he is, best genist. Mm-hmm. That's incredible. Wow. He's got a lot under his belt, folks.
He's been working.
Woo! He was in the Fate Zero series.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
Lancer.
He was Hiro Yui, who friend of the show Colin at Pagitus says is bad.
And sucks, yeah. Gundam Wing apparently is not a great one.
Gundam Winged.
Don't take my word for it. I've never watched I've watched maybe 2 minutes.
The only thing I know about Gundam Wing is that, like, having grown up, having been like 14 and 15 in the early 2000s, I remember that was like the big yaoi thing.
Yeah, it was.
There was a lot of GeoCities about it.
I only know about it through like Y Gallery. And
remember
art. That's the only way I know it.
God.
Man, Kate, do you remember Y Gallery?
I think vaguely.
Oh, yeah, Y Gallery was a fucking trip.
Yeah.
That's never going to leave me. Those memories are never going to leave me. And that's debate. It's debatable on whether that's a good or a bad thing in the long run.
Ugh. Oh. You know what? It was a part of our lives and we just have to live with it.
So he was a formative part of our earlier
collective consciousnesses.
Whether
we realize it or not.
Consciousnesses. And now he's going to be a part of our modern BL proclivity.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Get that paper, best Jongus. So,
best Jongus.
More importantly, though, we got alerted to a very good piece of canon news that I didn't know because I've never, I haven't gone through the audio drama as much as I should have, but I've been screaming internally for 6 days, waiting to reveal this. So follower of the show, Twitter user @ParallunaBTS, DM'd us and said, "Hey, so I was listening to the MDZS audio drama extras and they sent a screen cap of the translated captions. And it's a piece of dialogue and it's everybody's best only character Huaisong saying,
the only one.
quoting, and I quote, "That's possible? The next time, would I be allowed to bring my spiritual tortoise?"
He has a spiritual tortoise.
Wait, what?
He has a spiritual tortoise.
I never knew about this.
I didn't either.
He dresses the tortoise up. He gets custom jewelry for the tortoise. He carries the tortoise around like a teacup dog.
In a little bag.
In a little bag. It's a thing.
He has a spiritual tortoise. Okay, the thing I love the most about this is that what could you possibly do with a tortoise? Like
absolutely
a dog?
Nothing.
There's you just vibe.
You just vibe.
That's
which
right.
is perfect. It's perfect. What's he gonna do with a tortoise other than have it and vibe?
Yeah,
I love that. That's just
it's
perfect.
so good.
It really encompasses Huaisong pretty well. If you
oh my god, it's delicious. It's delicious. It's delectable. I'm just like,
it's delightful.
I'm so happy. Like, I had a turtle once. You remember this. You were there for turt meat.
I love turt meat.
Turt meat.
I remember turt meat.
I miss turt. My turtle got a little too big. We found my turtle on Mother's Day. She was crossing the street very fast. She was very, very small. She was like, her shell was like just a tiny bit bigger than a quarter when I first found her. And I had her for a while, and then she got a little bit too big. So we released her back into the wild where she belongs. But having had a turtle/tortoise thing, there's nothing you can do. Like, there's things you can do with a dog. You can have a dog do stuff for you.
Yeah, I mean, a dog is a good companion. They're companion animals. But the problem with reptiles, and this is with most reptiles and amphibians, don't fucking get on me about the difference. Don't do it.
Is that where we're going today?
Between cats and dogs and pretty much every other animal is like cats and dogs are, and like ferrets, like fluffy mammals are pretty much the only companion animals. Every other animal that you get as a pet after that, you really can't do much with. Like snakes, you can take them out, play with them a little bit. It's fine.
You can make a spectacle of yourself at the, like, you know, at the Food Lion.
Yeah, you can. Birds.
You can take birds out every so often and
they
also make a spectacle of yourself.
Yeah, they just tolerate you until eventually they attack you and mutilate you.
You can teach them to say bad words.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Things.
That's pretty funny.
It's very funny jokes.
It's funny to make them.
It's funny
to
comedy.
Make them say funny things, like funny, explicit things. But then you got the shit like snakes, tortoises,
especially tortoises,
lizards,
notoriously slow animals.
Notoriously slow.
He's not going to be going up any hills, chasing around any zombies or anything.
Listen, Huaisong probably got his tortoise when he was like, I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6, tiny little thing. And by the time he is probably in his mid-30s now, early to mid-30s. That tortoise is like, it's not even fucking full grown yet. That tortoise is going to be in the prime of his fucking life long after Huaisong is dead, because that man is never going to cultivate immortality.
Rip to a legend.
So all he can do is just like sit there and watch the tortoise grow slower than he is. And just have it there and say, yeah, I have a spiritual animal. And when they're like, oh, where it's at? He's like, it's a tortoise. Respect my boundaries.
He pulls it out of his sleeve.
It's still the size of his fucking palm.
It says, check this out.
It's going to live to 400 years old. God, can you imagine having a sapient mind trapped inside of that kind of body?
Oh, that's cruel.
A never-ending hell. And that's what fucking spiritual animals are. Holy shit. Do you think at some point they like devise like a communication system between the two of them so like the tortoise isn't bored to tears by its own existence?
Oh, absolutely.
They gotta.
Think so? I think so. I think that'd be delightful.
Like he gives the tortoise crossword puzzles to do.
Yeah.
The tortoise gets really into Sudoku. You gotta keep him occupied somehow. Oh my god, it's so good. God, that's, I'm trying to think of things that are more robust than that, and I'm kind of having a hard time.
It's pretty difficult.
It's so good. But those are the big pieces of news, I guess, this week. There's probably other stuff that happened, but the turtle is the thing.
I'm waiting for them to bring forth Nie Huaisong's Japanese dub voice actor.
Please!
I think it's crucial. Thank you.
Please give me that shit. We're going to take a look at something having to do with that a little bit later, but we got to talk about these chapters first, I think.
It's chapter time.
It's time for chapters. We read 3 chapters this week. And since they all kind of just kind of happen like bada bing, bada boom really quick in a row.
They're concurrent scenes.
Yeah. I'm just going to do all 3 of them in our summary. So y'all can sit back and quit paying attention to my ass for however long you want.
I'm going to loudly slurp my coffee and make it really difficult for you to edit this.
Thanks, I hate it. So I'm going to read our summaries for chapters 25 through 27, parts 3 through 5 of the Malice arc, which is all of the rest of that arc. So here we go. So after seeing Lan Wangji looking like shit, Wei Wuxian kind of stumbles a bit, and Lan Wangji goes and catches him, and he's like, "How'd you get a curse mark? It's been like 3 hours." And Wei Wuxian says, "Don't worry about it." Lan Wangji also notices that Wei Wuxian got hit by Zijian, so Wei Wuxian says, "Well, I was going to meet up with Zhang Cheng eventually, so what's a bitch to do?" Lan Wangji makes a big deal about offering to carry Wei Wuxian on his back and alludes to Wei Wuxian having done the same for him in the past, but Wei Wuxian doesn't remember, and he says, "No, you're not carrying me on your back." So Lan Wangji says, "Gotcha," and picks him up bridal style. Wei Wuxian asks how long Lan Wangji knew he was him and not Mo Xuan Yu, and Lan Wangji says he knew it from the start. Wei Wuxian asks how Lan Wangji gives this cryptic think about it, but he can't figure it out and doesn't even really get a chance to think about it before Lan Wangji, still carrying Wei Wuxian bridal style, carries him into an inn and kicks the door of their room open, where waiting for them is, surprise, surprise, Nia Huaisang. And he's like, "I don't know a fucking thing, my guy." So Lan Wangji slaps that piece of fabric that had been in Fairy's mouth down on the table, because guess what? It's from Huaisang's robes. Huaisang says, "Bro, I was just in the neighborhood." So Wei Wuxian starts interrogating him about Xinglu Ridge and all the shit going on up there. Huaisang says, "Okay, look, you got me. Here's the deal. It's my family's burial grounds. I'll tell you more, but pinky swear, pinky promise, you won't tell anyone." So they pinky swear. Wei Wuxian says, "Okay, so just to clarify, nobody's been eaten up there." And Huaisang says, "Yes, but only once. It wasn't our fault. It was a really long time ago, and I've been helping to spread the rumors." And this is where we move into chapter 26. Lan Wangji says, "Spill the tea," and Huaisang spends almost this entire chapter spilling the tea.
Yep.
Since this is a summary within a summary, I'm just going to give as TLDR a version of this as I can. So you know how bad cholesterol or heart disease runs in normal people families sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, chi deviation, also known as dying of mad, runs in the Nie family. And it's because their founder was a butcher, and they use these big, choppy, slicey sabers to fight and cultivate, and the sabers get bloodthirsty, and it throws off the user's whole balance of vibe magic. The sabers still need to kill more and more, and the user eventually goes feral and dies from it. Eventually, the thing is, sabers don't die, though, because they're not people. So the rest of the sect has to, keep feeding the saber spirits. So due to magic reasons, they can't destroy the sabers either, so Huaisang says, "Miss me with that." So they built these tombs, they put the sabers in them, and they'd send dead bodies that were about to turn into zombies into the tombs to satiate the sabers' bloodlust. So this was working fine until about 50 years ago, when some grave robbers found the tomb and went to do their thing and basically set off a chain of events that ended with them being eaten by the saber spirits and throwing off the corpse to saber ratio. The sect leader at the time said, "Well, shit," and rebuilt the tombs into the Quonset huts that insulated with corpses that we know and love and have now. But since the grave robbers just went up and never came back, that's kind of where the rumor started about the Mayadaning castle. Huaisang is going along with it in the hopes that it'll keep people away. He says that what Jinliang had done was basically destroy an insulation skeleton, and the castle said, "Where are you going, city boy?" and pulled him into the wall to make up for it. Huaisang is like, "Please don't tell, you promise not to tell." And Wei Wuxian kind of feels sorry for him because given all of that, plus some other factors, Huaisang kind of has to be the laughingstock of the cultivation world. So Huaisang leaves, and Lan Wangji finally tries to get to work handling Wei Wuxian's curse mark. They realize it's gone up to his thigh, and Lan Wangji gets a little weirdly quiet because he notices something that we find out right at the start of chapter 27. So the bag of holding where they're keeping the zombie arm is just, it's on like a table or something, and it's going apeshit. It's knocking things over and being a real poltergeist, and Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji do a duet of the song Rest to calm it down. So they do that. They rub their 4 brain cells together and realize that since the arm was probably reacting to the curse mark that was supposed to be Jin Liang's, it might be that another part of his body might be in the saber hole. So the next day, they go back out there and find Huaisong and his boys doing some tomb renovation and immediately undo all the work that they've been trying to do repairing this thing. So they explain the situation to Huaisong, who says, absolutely not. We only use complete bodies here. But go off, I guess. Look through our installation course. Put them back when you're done. So with the help of some of his boys and whatever, they look through as many bodies as they can. But all of them are complete corpses. So what the fuck, Wei Wuxian thinks. But then Lan Wangji says leg, and they decide they gotta pants all these corpses, which scandalizes Huaisong for a hot second, but he's just gonna have to deal with it because Lan Wangji takes out Bichen and slices just enough pant that he can see some thigh meat. He finally finds something, though, and wouldn't you know it, the legs have been sewn onto somebody else's upper body. That's weird. So they put the legs in the bag with the arm and confirm that they're the same big beefy dude. Huaisong leaves. They go, damn, whoever killed this guy truly fucking hated him. And they head off in the next direction that the hand points them in, which is to the southwest in a place called Yueyang. And that's the end of the chapters. Yeah,
wow.
Big one. Somebody else talk for a while.
Yeah.
A little sippy sip.
Take a little sippy sip.
Mm-hmm.
So this series of chapters was pretty fun.
This was very fun.
We got a lot of good, fun interactions.
This chapter, the first chapter, chapter 25, starts out with Wei Wuxian being like, no, Han Guangjin, you don't have to propose.
You don't, and like this is so he gets down on one knee and he's like, it's totally cool. He's like so uncomfortable with the concept of like this big, important, like upstanding Han Guangju kneeling to take care of him. I feel like he probably doesn't think he deserves it.
Yeah, he looks all freshly laundered, and Wei Wuxian is, as usual, dirt boy.
And so he rolls Wei Wuxian's pant leg up. He's so fucking funny. He just like looks at it. He's like, I only left for a few hours.
Yeah. He's like, I was gone for 2 hours and you do this.
He's so big. It says he spoke bitterly.
like we saw in the last chapter, he like didn't want to leave for very long. And sure enough, Wei Ying goes and does some shit.
He proved him right.
Yep. Can't let that boy out of your sight for 2 seconds.
I swear to God.
On God.
And so he's just like, okay, what? You know what? No, it's whatever. It's just a curse mark. You know, we've seen it a million times before. It's not a problem. We can deal with it. Anyway, did you find that dude? Like, what's going on? Look, can we deal with the stone castle issue first? And Lan Wangji's just like, Wei Ying. And Wei Wuxian's like, fuck.
Doesn't he try to act like he doesn't hear that?
Yeah, he pretty much tries to continue the conversation that Lan Wangji started by calling him Wei Ying, by not acknowledging the fact that Lan Wangji just asked for him as Wei Ying.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Wei Ying who?
What?
I don't know her. Yeah.
There's really nothing else he could have done in this situation, though.
I guess.
It was just easier I think the what is eventually him eventually acknowledging that, yeah, all right, fuck, he caught me out. Somehow, despite my best efforts. Idiot.
He's a fool.
And he's like, Lan Wangji's like, this is from Jin Liang's body, isn't it? He doesn't even ask. And Wei Ying's like,
listen.
He doesn't say it. He doesn't say anything. He's like guiltily silent.
He does guilty boy face.
Yeah, guilty boy face. He walks away. And Lan Wangji's like, you met Zhang Wangyun, didn't you?
Yeah, because he's got a little what's going on? He has is it just the residual?
He's a little whippy right now.
He's a little whippy.
He's a touch whippy.
I don't like that.
I mean,
he's got some residual purple power on him.
He's fucking whippy. He's a little bit whippy.
Sometimes we all become whippy.
I'm dying on this hill. And Wei Wuxian's like, yeah, fucking, I mean, of course we would meet.
Yeah, it's a law of the universe.
We're destined.
It's equivalent exchange.
It's destiny. It's equivalent exchange.
So Wei Wuxian has standards now about making sure Lan Wangji doesn't make a fucker of himself.
Yeah. And Wei Wuxian is completely prepared to leave right now without, Lan Wangji mothering him or whatever.
Remember when he wanted to get out of his sight, like he was trying to escape Gusu and everything, and he's had the perfect chance to just bolt at any time in the last few hours, and he hasn't done it.
Isn't that so weird?
Isn't it funny?
It's
I love that.
Cute.
It's like he just forgot. He's like, nah, you know what? It's cool now.
Because he has a purpose to hyper focus on now. He is the ADD boy. Hashtag prove me wrong. He's the ultimate ADD boy. Because now that he has this one thrilling mystery to focus on, he's not really thinking about the future or where he's gonna go after this. He's living in the moment, and that's all.
He's in a manic state.
You know it. But anyway, he's totally prepared to leave. And the emoji's like, don't go. And he's like, fuck, how are we supposed to get out of here? Huh? You gonna carry me on your back? And Wang Ji's like, thinking about it.
Yeah.
And Wei Ying can tell he's thinking about it. He's like,
Don't you start thinking about it.
Don't you start thinking about it. Wait, you want to look like a weirdo?
This where you want to be when Jesus comes back?
Do you want to debase yourself like this? Really?
You want to get my dirty ass all over your clean clothes?
He's like, I'm grown. I only got hit by Zijian, the legendary electricity whip, a few times. I'll be okay.
I
Don't
only
worry
can't feel my foot. It's whatever.
Yeah, and that's exactly the point. It's numb, so I can't feel it. It's totally fine. If I wake up with it necrotized tomorrow, am I gonna care? No.
Who could care?
Who could possibly care about that?
So he says,
Lan Wangji's like, would it really look that bad? And Wei Ying's like, would it look good?
Yeah. That's so good. He says, you are not carrying me on your back, and Lan Wangji says, okay, and wipes him up.
He wipes him up. He enacts the emergency bridal carry clause.
The emergency wife protocol.
It's like, but at first, Wang Ji's like, well, yeah, you carried me on your back before. And Wei Wuxian's like, that couldn't have happened because I don't remember it. And clearly I remember everything important in my life.
He's like, I saw the footprints in the sand and they were from God. So not you. They weren't the same size.
Yeah, sorry. And then Wang Ji is like, you never remember things like that.
He's so fucking hangdog in this part.
Yeah, just he answered in an indifferent tone. It was probably another instance of forced indifference on his part.
Looking like a basset hound. Sad boy. I know.
My boy.
Baby man.
And Wei Wuxian's like, all right, well, whatever. Yeah, so my memory sucks. Anyway, I'm not letting you carry me on your back. And Lan Wangji's like, no back carrying, check. He's like, are you sure? Wei Wuxian's like, yeah. He's like, all right, word. And then
he scoops him up.
He scoops him up because he thinks outside the box.
He's innovative.
He's innovative. This was a fucking move. He's like, all right, I can't carry him on my back. Let's go plan B.
And Wei Wuxian, genius brain, thinks it's revenge.
Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, he must have gotten teasing now.
Yeah, he thinks he's become master troll.
Like, oh, he knows how to tease back now, and it's making me think harder about stuff I would have rather not acknowledge.
He's thinking,
God, I'm just like, and there is some part of this is Lan Wangji teasing him a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And having a little bit of fun with him, at his expense, because fuck, he waited 13 years for it. He's got to get a little bit of clownery in.
It's 13 years of pent-up clownery.
Yes, as payback, but also because it can be like miscommunicated as him just like fucking with Wei Wuxian for giggles.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to take accountability for it. So Wei Wuxian's like, hey, so you know it was me ever since old Buddhafoot Mountain, didn't you? And Wang Ji's like, yeah. Wei Wuxian's like, how'd you tell? And
I was so big pleading anime eyes emoji about this.
He's like, you really want to know?
He says, you told me yourself.
Yeah, you told me yourself. And Wei Wuxian like guesses that it's, because of Jin Liang or because he summoned Wen Yang, like, and then he's like, oh no. Lan Wangji's just like,
He makes the saddest face. We get this description. It seemed as if something had sent ripples through Lan Wangji's eyes, yet the slight waves faded immediately, and his eyes were a still pool of water again.
He's so good.
And
he's like, just think about it.
You can. That's fucking. Look, Lisa, you can pinpoint the exact moment when his heart rips in two.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So they go into this inn. And, like, people don't really, react as much as Wei Wuxian thinks they would have.
No, and, like, Wei Wuxian is before they go into the inn, he's like, all right, time to put me down.
Yeah.
Can't really just, like, open the inn doors. Like, and Lan Wangji, naturally, because Lan Wangji does this in every chapter, is like, bet,
yep.
And he kicks the fucking inn door open.
He says kablamo.
He literally
kicks it open. And they go into their room, and the only character who matters is in there.
The only character who matters, and he's expecting Han Guangjun, but he's not expecting the wild card of his bridal carry twink package.
So
he's like, Han Guangjun, I don't know, and then he like actually looks at what's happening, and he's like,
girl,
I really don't know.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good to me, like this whole exchange.
It's so good.
If there was anyone in this novel unprepared for that bridal carry in particular, it was Nie Huaisang.
Nie Huaisang has Pokemon gotten detained.
He's Pokemon been detained.
And this is the reason, Cade, why we have you here, because in our live readings, which we need to do one soon, you are voicing this little fella,
the baby.
Yes,
the baby, the absolute baby. So we get into our little description about him, and I want to get some thoughts from you on this little part.
Yes. So I think my first note on this was that his goal at all times is to look like a trust fund baby.
It's true.
He's just really just out there. I love him.
I love him so much.
He's just hot and rich and scared.
I love this description so much. Like, we don't get like specifics about his features or anything. The closest we get is that he's attractive and his clothes are stylish, which is like
elegant.
Extremely vague still, but like we get such evocative descriptions of like the vibes that he gives off that it doesn't even matter. Like,
he just gives off bottom boy vibes.
Yeah,
it's true.
Essentially.
This gives like a better job of describing both what he looks like and who he is, or at least like seems to be, than any fucking like big long My Immortal ass description of every detail. Like, can you imagine?
Oh, he had long black hair with beautiful golden ornaments on it and a beautiful green streak in his hair that went down to his butt. He was wearing green fishnets and a green top with green fishnet
boots
and combat boots, and
his soft gold eyes filled with limpid tears.
Oh God!
And he's wearing green eyeshadow and black eyeliner and black lipstick, and he had beautiful green eyes, shine like limpid tears. Wow, Jesus Christ! I'm about to do a deep dive into My Immortal, do some research, and write a yes, My Immortal. I think it's what the student needs at this point.
Please. Thesis statement, My Immortal. Let's live read My Immortal.
Oh, God!
So Huaisang says, I was just in the neighborhood vibing. And
I just happened. I was passing by. Okay, I don't know nothing.
I was just out here. What do you want from me? And Wei Wuxian destroys the head shaker with facts and logic.
Yeah, it takes him 4 entire paragraphs worth of just cross-examining the fuck out of him for near psych lock to break.
My note on this was that this is like the best closing argument any prosecutor has ever done in his
Yes.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Wei Wuxian Go in Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Kate, have you ever played the Ace Attorney game?
No, but I'm a law student, so this is like trial mode. Like Wei Wuxian needs to go to law school.
Oh my god, yeah. But no, there's this concept. There's this the people who are like crucial witnesses or like perpetrators in the case. They could be a defendant. They could just be like witnesses that are withholding something. They have like a psych lock on them, which is like just chains that cross them, and like you have to say the exact perfect things. You have to push them just hard enough to like unlock the thing and get the real testimony, because of course this is a video game and they've been lying all along.
I love that.
So it's like that's what I envisioned when I read this. But like, you're so right, it's a perfect closing argument. Wei Wuxian would make an amazing lawyer.
Oh my god, Wei Wuxian passed bar exam.
Wei Wuxian passed bar exam is the thing.
So he just like dresses Huaisong down for like 4 paragraphs.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
And like, what does he say to get? Oh yeah, he's like, nobody's gonna believe you if you come out with it later.
After the fact.
Yeah, after the fact. Okay, here's the deal. I'm sorry that things happened. I'm so sorry.
I'm like so sorry.
This is where he turns into the cry-apologizing beauty influencer. And
he's like, he explains the shit. He's like, it's just our fucking burial ground. And Wei Wuxian's like, all right, cool.
He's like, what kind of weird-ass family buries a saber? And Huaisong says, ours.
Ours, we're fucked up. And I would appreciate if neither of you and Wei, the old boy over here, I would appreciate if neither of you told anyone about this. Thank you. If we could just keep it in the family, please.
This is between us and God. Mm-hmm. I really like because he says something about like, since our brothers were sworn or whatever.
Yeah.
And I really like the like hinting towards that kind of weird relationship between Huaisong and Lan Wangji. It's like,
yeah,
they're basically like sworn brothers-in-law. I mean, being sworn brothers is basically like bro marriage.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? And I can't remember if it's canon or fanon that NMJ and LXC were like not necessarily childhood friends, but like really good like old friends. But I have to wonder like what things are like between Huaisong and Lan Wangji.
I know, right?
Because they were classmates too, but they also have this like added degree of, you know, sort of familiarity, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like, did they ever get set up on a play date? Or anything?
Oh, I love that.
It would be so good.
I wish we would have gotten some more insight into their dynamic.
Yeah, I had like when I was growing up, I had a few friends who like had siblings who were my brother's age, and you know, if I had a friend who had a sibling who was my brother's age, like usually at some point or another they would be brought over and they would try to play. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't.
Yeah.
But like, I would love to see that. Oh my god. I want to see little babies of them. Little baby thems trying to play.
I love the baby thems.
Baby thems. But then this chapter ends with Huaisong saying that he runs a drama channel.
Yeah, fucking like Wei Wuxian's like, all right, so you said it's not a man-eating castle. That means it hasn't eaten anybody, right? And yeah, Huaisong's like, and Wei Wuxian's just like, I like it picturing this as like completely deadpan, just like, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
And Huaisong's like, hey, no. It was only once. Okay,
it's not my fault.
It's not my fault. Like, okay, I just like maybe fan the flames a little bit, just so like, because I kind of like maybe just live for drama a touch. Like, it's fucking, he fanned the flames. Like, do you get it? Because he uses a fan.
Oh shit!
Yeah, isn't that funny? Like, I had kind of a brain blast about why he is a character used as a fan in the first place.
Oh, I love it.
my god.
I'm kind of like feeling like I might be onto something.
Oh my
there.
god, I never even thought of that. Oh, that rules.
Are you thonking about
I'm
it?
hashtag thonking about it.
Thonking about it is the thing.
Oh, I'm mad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. So
wow, literally it's just galaxy brain.
Jesus.
So like chapter 26 immediately starts with Lamonji being like, spill the tea.
Yeah.
Like, just do it.
And fucking spill the tea he does.
Incredible. He really does. And it's incredible how 2 minutes ago he was blubbering about how he didn't know anything, and now suddenly he's a fucking walking encyclopedia.
Isn't that weird?
It's crazy.
It's weird. All you need to do is say that, like, the public is going to be mean to you.
Yeah.
But he...
all you have to do is say that you're probably going to get a call-out post written about you.
Yeah, he was going to get blackmailed, so he decided to spill the tea himself.
Bro, you are going to lose followers.
Bro, you were posting cringe. Bro, you were building cringe.
Bro, you're building cringe. You're going to lose followers.
You're building a cringe tomb. So, but he says, we'll rip to your sex, but we're different. And then goes into his info dump.
He does an info dump, and Wei Wuxian is like, almost borderline too blunt and rude with his questioning.
I know, he's very to the point. It's weird.
He's very to the point, and it's like he's almost doing it to like incite some kind of reaction in Ye Huaisang. That's the only way I could think why he would. Yeah, that's the only reason I can of why he would be doing it like this. He's like, just like kind of just trying to piss him off a little bit, and. Huaisang does get a little bit pissed off. He gets indignant, I think.
I feel like he's getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And, like, it didn't hit me until literally just now. I'm the one having a brain blast now.
Yeah, what's up?
That, like, through all of this, like, the reason... Because I've been kind of like, why is Wei Ying being so, like, terse here? Why is he being such a grumpy bear?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it's probably has something to do with the fact that his nephew went and got a curse mark on him.
Mm.
He don't like that. So, but yeah, he's being kind of, he's being very, very kind of short with him.
Yeah, not necessarily rude, but you can definitely tell the difference in tone.
Yeah, he's just kind of, he's got this tone of like, quit messing around. I know there's more to this. Yeah,
it's like Huaisang is trying to couch this partially in like mysticism and mythology of like his sex and stuff, and Wei Wuxian's like, okay,
gotta have the whole context.
But a kid almost died, so
so he starts talking about how their founder was a butcher, and we get the little description where their sex motif is a Pokemon. It's a thing that looks like a dog or a pig. And he goes into the whole description about how chi deviation runs in the family, basically. Calls it a chi deviation explosion.
Oh, wow.
You explode from how mad you are now.
Wow.
Me every time.
You gonna have a chi deviate eruption. And we gonna have a chi deviate eruption. Classic. Oh, man. I was talking with somebody on Twitter the other day about an MDZS audiobook narrated by Snoop Dogg. Woo! Would that not whip? That'd be great.
I have to know how this came up. You can't just bring that into this podcast.
I remember what they were saying. Just like, I think it was just like talking about Snoop Dogg narrating some parts of MDZS. And I was like, wow. Zhang Wanyin, the sun tizzle, shung shizzle.
Fuck off!
Jesus Christ.
Oh, just thinking about like all of the like super emotionally pivotal moments in this novel narrated by Snoop Dogg and like commentated on it by...
I do need his thoughts.
I want his thoughts on this novel. I want his thoughts. Genuine, unfiltered.
Calvin Brodus reacts to MDZS thread.
Oh god, I love it. Reddit AMA at Snoop Dogg. Please read MDZS and then answer my question.
What did
read the entirety of it, or have one of your multiple assistants read it out loud to you. I'm sure they have the time.
Remember when somebody drew Snoop Dogg fan art of him with 2 Homestuck girls?
And he was into it.
He loved it.
He reposted it on Facebook.
Yep.
He was like, yeah, I fuck with Homestuck. Wow.
How did I miss that part of internet history?
Oh my god. It was like
it was back when he was like Snoop Lion.
Yeah, for
and
the
it was
3 months
it was
Lion.
It was Nepeta and her the terrible one.
The other cat girl.
Mizuno. No, fuck. Mituna. No, fuck. Damn, who was it? The older one with the boobs.
Mulin.
Why
do I remember this?
Nepeta and Mulin, like on either of his arms.
Please fucking Eternal Sunshine that memory for me. I have no business remembering that.
I want so many memories of Eternal Sunshine for me. If I could get all of them, preferably, that'd be great.
Good.
So just any memory of Homestuck whatsoever. Just like right into the trash where it belongs.
This is a Homestuck. Anyway. So he explains how all this shit works, and then Wei Wuxian says, sounds kind of demonic, and Huaisang says, no!
It's super not! Okay. Judging a book by its cover.
It's totally different. I cannot hear a single line of his dialogue in these chapters without like hearing it in that tone.
It's like when he doesn't sound like a fucking local historian know-it-all. He sounds like he's cry-apologizing.
He like one of the things about like why all of this has to be happening is about like respecting their elders.
Yeah.
And I kind of picked up on that a lot in these chapters. Like there's all this pointing towards how Huaisang in particular has all this respect for his ancestors as like it's kind of like one of his core values. Like it's very important to him that he has this respect for his ancestors and everything, and that he maintains these things. And there's some more a little bit later that I'll get to, but it's clearly very important to him, and it in some way or another I feel like ties into why he is the way that he is right now. Like he'd rather be the community joke, the national joke, than disrespect his ancestors.
His family, then disrespect his family in a meanthing way.
Yeah, in a meaningful way. Being a joke isn't meaningful.
No, not at all.
No, you're a joke, but who cares? So then we get, like, at some point down here is where we get the translator's note of transforming corpses, where they tell the reader, you better not call them zombies. Oops.
Well.
How about I do anyway?
How about I'm gonna call them zombies, because guess what? It's a dead body walking around. It's a goddamn zombie. Fool.
Culturally,
I know a zombie.
For Americans, that's a zombie, so that's what we're gonna call it. You're gonna call a duck a duck.
Oh, that's a zombie.
Oh, that's a zombie. So eat me. And freaking...
He gives the whole story about how the whole thing works, and like how these grave robbers came and fucked everything up.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of saber to corpse math that they have to do.
Yeah.
To not offset the vibes, and everything was going fine until some fools decided to commit afterlife property crimes.
Yeah. And I mean, it was a saber tomb at first, so everybody's like, okay, tomb, it's gotta have treasures and shit in it. It didn't have any treasures in it. It was just the swords and a bunch of bodies in it to keep the swords because they wanted something to attack for all eternity. And so they put a bunch of corpses that were like right on the verge of turning into zombies.
Hear that, exiled rebels?
Hear that, exiled rebels? And, everything was cool. And then the grave robbers decided to come in and see if, there was anything stealable in there, as people are often wont to do. And they fucked some shit up. They fucked the vibes up.
Unfortunately for the Neosec, these were smarter than the average grave robber. They had some skills, and they broke through the arrays, and they got in and everything, and fought the corpses woke up because they detected their vibes.
They detected the manly vibes of the grave robbers.
Literally. Because it's their young energy.
Yeah, and so the corpses that were about to transform went ahead and did that.
Yeah, they #did that.
And they were like, the grave robbers were fairly skilled, so they offed the walking corpses. Not that it was hard, because we've seen those walking corpses before. They're not exactly intimidating.
Yeah, they're the shit zombies.
And they're like, all right, well, so this sucks, so we're gonna get the fuck out of here. But they killed those corpses, so they were the ones that got sucked into the wall.
Sabers gotta eat.
Sabers gotta eat, baby.
So
and Huaisong admits this with some amount of reticence. He's like, and it could only eat them whole.
Like, I'm sorry that they got eaten.
It was like their only choice. It's just how they were raised.
It's how they were raised.
Literally, because the grave robbers raised them. All right, we're moving on.
So this was like 50 years ago, and like the fact that this happened and is still a thing that Huaisong is having to deal with and like be vigilant about is like probably just makes his need to respect his elders even stronger. This is what I was kind of thinking about it. See, and it's like shit like this is why he's one of my absolute favorite characters. Is because it's kind of like every time I read this novel or watch it or whatever, I find like new things about him that make me appreciate him and love him even more as a character. He's so good,
including how fucking sweaty he is all the time in this scene. Holy shit. MXTX writes him as constantly just like wiping sweat from his brow. It's like a nervous tick of his in these chapters. It's like, maybe there's more at stake here than just the Nie tombs being desecrated.
It's probably nothing.
There's more to be nervous about. It's probably
It's just
nothing,
hot out.
Wei Wuxian took the stone. After having a better look at it, he found something white that protruded from the stone. It looked like the bone of a human's finger.
A fingy bone.
What could the fingy bone mean?
He pulls out this fingy bone rock, and there's this fingy bone sticking up out of this rock that's just like literally giving the finger.
He's literally giving the finger. It's great. And Ye Huaisong, he's, Jin Liang fucked up the wall, and he must have had a lot of tools with him, but fucking, that's not the point. Like, he's so unused to giving actual useful information that he loses his train of thought super early in. It's so funny.
I also just love the subtle dig at how like rich and entitled Jin Ling is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
He's got all shit and he like doesn't know how to use it efficiently. He just like Molotovs a wall. How did he like? We don't know how he exploded it. He just did it somehow.
Yeah, he just blew the fucking wall up. It never gets described.
He pulled out his Acme box of tools and went ka-chunk on his like lever of dynamite.
His Acme / Trump brand bag of golden tools.
God,
horrible.
Solid gold dynamite. So Huaisong says, Han Guangjun, you double dog promised. I said no tasty backsies and you triple infinity agreed. Oh my god. And he leaves like swearing them to secrecy.
Yeah, he swears them to secrecy. But like before that is the part where we get the whole explanation of why he kind of is the way he is. And it's not an explanation. I'm pretty sure it's just Wei Wuxian like spitballing.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, he's kind of doing the thing where he comes to his own conclusions after like walking himself through the facts that he already has. He's like,
wow, you ever have no choice but joke.
Like, really?
Hashtag
like,
do you ever.
And he's like, okay, well, if this gets out, then he'd be seen as, fucked up and disgraced to his ancestors, all that shit, because it was desecrated so hard.
And he can't just like, cultivate in a different way than his sect traditionally does.
Because that'd be sacrilegious and it'd be disrespectful to his ancestors.
And he's absolutely not going to do it. It's the one thing that he cannot abide by. Like,
yeah, and he's like, because he knows, he's seen it, he knows if his cultivation gets to the point where it needs to get for him to be like a celebrated war hero, like all predecessors, he's gonna die of mad just like everybody else, and the sword is gonna fuck everybody else up because they can't melt the swords down, because that's also disrespectful to the elders. So he's stuck in a catch-22 of fulfilling his destiny of being angry all the time and dying young and just being
dying mad about it,
out of control of his own life, or retaining some control of his own life,
but
as a trade for being a coward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's three choices, all of them bad.
His only choice was to be a good for nothing.
What are you gonna do? Yep. What are you gonna
know
do?
What? He's valid.
He's valid. Some trust fund babies are valid.
Some trust fund babies are valid. So Nia Huasong is like, you seriously can't tell anybody about this. Okay, this is gonna be our secret. You have to pinky promise me.
God. Yeah, he takes off his diamond pinky ring and they pinky promise.
Oh Jesus Christ. And he leaves, and then as soon as he exits the room, Lan Wangji comes over to Wei Wuxian and kneels down next to him again.
Yanks his pant leg up.
And
he has Zetai Ryuiki.
Yeah, he does. He's got it's
up to his thigh meat.
It's up to the thigh. It's fucking he's embarrassed by it because I feel like I feel like he probably doesn't think he deserves it. Such an esteemed dude, just treating him like that.
Yeah.
He probably just feels super weird about it. If only he knew the half of the things that Lan Wangji was willing to do for him.
If only he knew of the hog that Lan Wangji had for him.
Wow. The hog?
Yeah, the hog. Did I fucking tell you about when my cousin and baby were in town? I was describing somebody who got kicked out of the library, somebody who got banned from the library for cranking his hog at one of the public computers.
Oh.
And I used that phrase and she thought it was the funniest shit in the world. And she yelled over, we were in the kitchen and she yells over to her husband in the living room and goes, baby, she said crank their hogs.
Wow.
Oh God.
Fucking incredible.
Cherished memories.
Cherished.
Chapter 27.
On to chapter 27, Lan Wangji is being avoidant again.
Because the arm is throwing a hissy fit.
Yeah, the arm is really not having it.
The arm is mad.
It's in its little safety bag.
Yeah.
Its little safety pouch.
It's strapped into its car seat.
So the arm is freaking the fuck out, and Wei Wuxian's like, all right, we gotta do the thing, and he feels around for his flute, and he ain't got it.
Yeah.
He's like, it's disappeared, and then he looks over, and Lan Wangji's got it in his hands.
And Lan Wangji says, quit being shitty at the flute, this is serious.
And it's he says that, but he also spent a couple minutes carving out the holes and stuff, and making it so that the quality of the music that Wei Wuxian produces would automatically be better, but he's still please don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
And he hands Wei Wuxian his flute back, and Wei Wuxian starts playing on this new beautiful flute. Excuse me. And the arm is having none of it.
Yeah.
It's really not feeling this vibe at all. And what the fuck? Did it just get used to the shitty stuff that I was playing?
The arm's turn that shit off. It fucking sucks, bro.
It's almost like how we feed our cats the cheap shitty cat
That's
food.
literally what I wrote down.
And
what
then
the
they refuse to eat anything else.
That's the exact same thing I wrote down.
That's fucking right.
It is.
It's real. I hate it so much. I'm I would love to start making their own cat food for them, even though I know it's fucking gross, but it's cheaper in the long run. But
they wouldn't eat it. Baby cat wouldn't eat
it because they love that shitty Brewers rice and meat byproducts in the Aldi brand cat food we get them, and they're so used to it now that they won't eat anything else.
Fat boy will eat anything. Baby cat won't eat it though.
That's true.
She's
Baby
spoiled.
cat won't eat it.
She's a trust fund.
She's not spoiled. She's spoiled on the wrong shit. It's when you feed your kid McDonald's for the first 5 years of their life, and then they do nothing the rest of their life but eat plain hamburgers and chicken fingers and French fries.
I want McDonald's.
But oh god. Anyway, that was stupid. So they're still trying to do it, and the Chankun pouch just the arm just whips it, busts ass towards Wei Wuxian, just flings itself towards him. And Lan Wangji's nope. He does a buang.
Mm-hmm.
He knocks that shit back. And Wei Wuxian just I guess he just decides to continue playing.
Yeah.
And so they just, go back to rest. And, it kind of gets back to normal a little bit.
And then this is where Wei Wuxian has a brain blast, right?
He's it's almost like something in here was pissing it off.
Yeah, it's of all the connections for these two to fucking stumble onto after all this time, The arm pointed us toward this bumfuck place that has exactly one suspicious thing going on in it. Turns out that one suspicious thing is legit. Oh, maybe there's a connection after we've been here an entire whole ass day. I wonder if it has anything to do with the Nia sect Saber Hall, which we've been talking about with one of that sect's primary members.
Like, it's funny how they do this, because you're reading it and you're like, oh wow, yeah, they're about this, and then you think about it, you're like, that should have been obvious to them like a day ago. What the fuck are they doing? I love them. They're so stupid. I mean, they're two extremely clever people. I would argue that Wei Wuxian is way more clever and quick thinking than Lan Wangji is, but they're so stupid.
Yeah,
I love them. But anyway, they're like, do you think that maybe there might be another part of his body in the Saber Hall? And then they literally like Gilligan cut to the next morning where they go back to the Xingli Ridge.
We get Tim the Nia Man Taylor.
Tim the Nia Man Taylor.
He's working on putting this thing back together, and Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji come up and say, gotta look through that installation. We're here to do the inspection. We're here from the city.
And do you know something that I just noticed, like, quickly skimming through this? It says that Nie Huaisang is there, but he's watching the white bricks stack up neatly, and he's still wiping sweat off his brow as he watches other people work.
It's hot out. It's hard.
My God. Hot. Look at all this work that we're doing. Oh my God.
I'm so tired.
Teamwork makes the dream work, you guys. Hey, would you move that a little over to the left? Oh my God, that was so exhausting. Oh, I hate him so much. And then he like turns around and he's Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji, and he's like, hello. He's like, he fucking hates to see it.
I know. I feel so bad for him.
I know. They're like working so hard to like undo all of the damage that Jin Liang and these two idiots did. And they're like, hey, we gotta tear up your wall again. Huaisang's like on the verge of tears.
I know. He's like, no, so hard.
He's like, oh my God, feeling so wronged that he was on the verge of bursting into tears.
I know.
And he feels wronged, but the problem is the super righteous and upstanding Han Guangjun is here just like backing up all of Wei Wuxian's shit silently without, having to do anything else. And so, of course, Nie Huaisang is intimidated into thinking that this is the right thing to do because Han Guangjun's not saying anything against it. And he's like, no, you're wrong. There's like, everybody's got all of their arms and okay, I don't need you to check. This is not possible.
We only use the most prime cuts of corpse. Ethically sourced corpses here.
Ethically sourced corpses. And so Nie Huaisang's like, all right, well, if you really want to do it, I'm going to prove my innocence. And they're like, so they just like dig up the corpses. They dig up all of these bodies, following a hunch that doesn't even end up being right. I can't believe Huaisang has not like broken down in tears completely by the end of this. Because like
he's gonna go home and do that.
They go through all of this shit, all of these corpses looking for this other missing arm or like an arm that's been sewn on.
It says something about the disciples and they took fucking hazmat suit pills, basically.
Yeah, pretty much to protect them from like
breathing in the stale tomb air.
Breathing in stale tomb corpse air that'll turn them into nasty zombie boys.
And Wei Wuxian, who is the legendary genius of all time, his first thought before realizing that maybe it's a different body part of this body that he knows has been dismembered is that the corpse has a third arm.
He's like, that's the only thing that can make sense. I'm like, man, come the fuck on.
The galaxies produced by his brain.
The galaxies produced by his brain, and he's getting on this tangent. He's okay, all right. So they're a tri-armed mutant. That makes so much sense. All right, we're about the fucking legs.
Yeah, he says leg.
Wei Wuxian's like, oh, of course. Whip them pants off. Get the lead out.
And Huaisang says, no!
We're looking for the cultivation world's most perfectly formed leg.
Leg. This is the leg episode.
This is the leg episode.
It's leg day.
It's leg day, my dude.
So it says
And
that
Huaisong is like Wei Wuxian literally says, take off the pants, like out of nowhere. And what the fuck?
what are you talking about? It says he was shocked to death.
Why'd you just say that in front of like the coolest, like sexiest, most upstanding gentleman we know? That is so gross. And Wei Wuxian's like, it wasn't gross. We're all dudes. Like, come on.
Don't act like you haven't seen a corpse dick.
Yeah, don't act like you ain't seen a corpse dick or two in your time. That's par for the course in our line of work, please.
And Huaisong's like, no, I just don't want Lan Wangji to see a corpse dick. He's too virtuous for that.
And Lan Wangji like
Joke's on him.
Lan Wangji like deadpan stares at him and goes,
I got
I'll do
this.
it.
Yeah.
And like Wei Wuxian is like, oh my god, Han Wongjun, you're really gonna do that? And like the corners of Lan Wangji's brows seem to be twitching slightly as if he was holding something back. He repeated, do not move. I will do it. And it seems like the esteemed Han Guangjun might actually super hate being put on a pedestal.
It might be.
This almost reads like he volunteered in the first place just to be petty. Like, let me show these bitches.
Yeah.
Which is so funny to me. And he's like, and he says he's gonna do it, and Ye Huaisong is taken the fuck aback. He's like stroking out. He's so shocked that the upstanding righteous Han Guangjun would dare to touch a corpse. But the joke's on him because he just
the
takes
absolute
beach
madman.
it.
Yeah,
he just takes beach into it. Just a little slicey slice by the thigh. Takes a little peek.
You don't gotta look at corpse dick to find out anything weird.
And it I feel like the description of what they were doing with the corpse before, it felt like it probably took them a very long time. But it says, he goes and slices open the clothing, and it says a few moments later he spoke up, I found it. Yep. Like, wow, the efficiency of this man. He truly is the best possible man.
He's the only man.
So they find a corpse where, the leg looks a little fucky. And one thing that kind of stuck out to me is that in the donghua of this scene, the part that the leg was sewn onto, was like stuffed. It wasn't an actual body, which is kind of a weird change.
I don't remember that.
I think it was stuffing. Like, is that correct? Kay, do you remember?
No, I don't remember that.
Because I feel like there was something about it being a fake torso.
That's possible.
Considering maybe it's a censorship thing or something. Yeah. Like body mutilation. But that's what I was gonna say. I could see them do
fucking weird reasons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and look because I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But maybe I'm just doing like a Berenstain versus Berenstain thing and just because I've noticed that's kind of a thing that I do with the novel and the donghua a lot,
is travel back and forth between Berenstain universe and this one.
Yeah, because a lot of the time when I first started watching the donghua, I was completely convinced that I had seen certain scenes from this arc specifically in the donghua, and then I rewatched the donghua and I was like, huh, okay. I don't know whether I just have super vivid dreams about donghua version novel, and then forget that they're dreams when I wake up, and I just have this perfect image of Shui Yang in the donghua style in the corner of my mind.
I could totally see that because it's I have moments where I'm reading it and it just feels so vivid that I can just picture it really well.
I think it helps that it has a donghua adaptation because we have that frame of reference for when we want to envision stuff from the novel.
Yeah.
Which I think is fun.
The manhwa too.
Yes.
This coverage of chapters in the manhwa was really, really close to the novel.
Oh yeah, the manhwa is actually super close to the novel, way, way closer than the also a little more lax on the censorship parts of stuff. As far as the gayness goes. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Not anywhere close to the audio drama, but Nothing can touch the audio drama for real.
So this is where they ask like who picks out the corpses to use as insulation?
Yeah, and Huaisong is like, it was the past sect leaders. Either they chose them and put them
me and my
away.
brother had to do. I'm picturing fucking Huaisong and Mingjoy like going corpse shopping together.
Oh my god! It's like no, just a little too short. Oh no, they were probably too mild mannered in life. No, I don't like her hair color. You know. But so he's like, I don't know anything else. So sorry, I just don't know anything. Like he fucking tired himself out doing all that talking earlier, and now he's extra tired because he's been watching men work. Yeah, now it's more than the Saber Hall's walls going back up. If you know what I mean. His emotional walls are also. Oh god, but anyway.
So then they're like,
so there's no getting anything else out from this fucking dude. Yeah.
So they take the legs, they detach the legs from the upper body, and they take the legs and put them in the bag with the arm. And
just throw it in the bag.
Yeah, and they're like, wow, good thing it isn't smaller pieces, so that we don't have to like go around searching for every little Can you imagine?
Oh god, it's like like the world's worst scavenger hunt.
Ugh.
Holy shit.
Haha, funny. What if they had to find zombie dick?
If they had that, I was honestly thinking about that all like through my 2 reads of this chapter. I was like, oh my god. You
can't help but think about it.
They had to run around and try and find his gigantic zombie baby forearm dick.
God.
Crazy.
Like, is his dick, it's got to be attached to the legs, right? They never say anything about it not being there.
Because I feel like the way that psychopaths usually cut up a body is they hack the legs off like under the hips. Okay, and they keep like that V of the torso with the weenie attached to the torso.
Okay, so maybe it's on
or like the tenders or whatever.
The nethers.
And that's the torso. And then they cut the arms off the shoulders, obviously, we've seen. And then they cut the head off. And then they just keep the torso as like with all of the like weird stuff that I'm having some trouble today.
It's okay. I mean, zombie corpse dick isn't like super great to think about, but
no, it's really not, unless you really like to think about zombie rigor mortis or something.
I don't like that. I don't like to think about that.
It brings up a lot of really horrifying ethical questions.
Anyway, zombie dick aside.
So body parts together, and they like really, really, really want to get together. Mm-hmm. They really, really want to stick to each other, but they're just missing the torso and the fun bits.
Yeah.
the funny parts that are on your torso body, like your nippos.
Your funny comedy parts.
Your funny comedy parts, your nippos and your pubis and your
pubis
and your vagina. And your fun mix-up for people who have, whatever your flavor. That's what's on your torso. So they're missing that fun part, so they can't really get together with each other.
Yeah, you don't stick. The arm doesn't connect to the leg usually, so
they can get. They're getting a slightly better vision of what this person looked like, and he's like, oh man, I mean, we know he's super hunky, built like a
brick shit
threatening male gorilla, long limbs and muscular body.
Yep.
And he was basically a god.
Oh yeah.
So that just narrows it down. I mean, really, because it could be anybody. Because every cultivator is basically a fucking Bishonen, right? So it can be difficult to differentiate between all of these hot hunky dudes.
Yeah, I mean, not all of them are Bara though. So that's the thing. Right. That's the difference.
That's true. Not all of them are 6'8" and 320 pounds of pure muscle.
Yeah.
So that would pose
kind of a
problem, and I feel like they should have realized who this was a lot sooner than they actually did, because look at this man! Look at this fucking specimen!
Like, not to, pun not intended, but put the pieces together.
Wow. I really can't. I'm very upset with you for that.
Who else is buff and has ties to this area? I don't fucking know. I don't know a goddamn
Santa
thing.
Claus? I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, that's
Son says, sewed on legs, huh? Well, see ya. And gets out. He literally says see ya and leaves. And then, fuck it. Yue on time.
Fuck it. Yue on time. It's almost time.
It's almost time. And that's where our chapters are.
Ye city bitch. Ye city bitch.
And that's where we leave off. That's our chapters this week.
And then also, that's not the end of Malice, right?
That is
the end of Malice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're moving on to
Do
next week, and that'll be fun.
Yep.
So yeah, those were our chapters.
Yeah, we're doing 28 and 29 next week.
There's some relatively thick boys, so
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
It's good.
It's
Kate, you got any
pretty
thoughts before we
Just
go?
that I loved New High Song is just like so such a mood, and
Such a mood.
especially in 27.
Yeah.
I too am always stressed to the point of crying and nearly rubbing off my skin because I'm sweaty.
Oh God!
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fucking galaxy mood, dude.
God.
I love
then
him so much.
At the end when he like soft blocks them.
Yeah.
See, he never wanted to see them again.
Yeah.
Yeah. God,
my
you're
God.
right.
So potent. I just love the
So-
abyss.
Oh, the mood.
Oh,
We are all Hwai Song.
we really are all
We
as a
can-
society.
If there's anybody that we can and stan, it's this one.
It's a single Niehua song. It's just like shit. Reading chapters like this makes me wonder how anyone could like truly hate Niehua song.
Yeah. He's so good.
He's so good. He's a very good character.
Yeah.
And I just wish he got more love and respect. I wish the Nie family in general got more love and respect.
I wish they got more love and
Mhm.
respect in merch. I want to
Yeah.
carry Hwai
So
Song
much
around in my pocket.
Oh God, so much merch. I heard they're coming out with some nice Nie lanyards.
They had better.
I would fuck with
It's
a lanyard.
2020.
And I know you're a library bitch, so like you need a lanyard.
I
You have your-
do.
You have your cool go.
I do
one
have
right
my cool
now.
go funny JoJo lanyard, but that wouldn't be anything compared to I want my pig dog.
Man, if I kept my keys on a lanyard and I just ran around deliveries like repping the Nie sect, woo! That'd
Woo!
be hot.
Hell yeah.
That would be hot.
The good
Anyway.
So before we get into the good fun segment that I love to do, I want to put out a little reminder about our Valentine's Day special.
Yes. Our extended whatever the fuck we call this segment. When sect
Essence collection.
the Essence collection.
Yeah, but before we get to that, reminder, we're doing a Valentine's Day special next month, and we want y'all to participate. So the rules, again, it's a little bit of fan fiction. So the rules are just make it between 100 and 1,000 words, rated T for teen or under.
Mhm.
Doesn't have to be romantic, but should focus on some type of relationship or anything. Nothing weird. Don't be fucking weird.
You know what is weird and what is not.
We shouldn't have to tell you. The fun part comes in where you run it through Google Translate using a language of your choice, and then use our friend Google to translate it back into English.
We've heard that Latin is an especially fun one.
We're getting very good reports about Latin.
Yes.
Send both the original and the result, as well as just let us know what language you used, to cloudrecessespod@gmail.com with the subject Valentine's. And the deadline is 11:59 p.m. Whatever your time zone. I think I said Eastern last on Monday, February 10th. So yeah, good shit. We've gotten a couple submissions so far, and boy, am I happy about it. They're so good.
I'm very excited.
So to get into our Google Translate Essence collection, I have a special little bit for us this week. So as we talked about at the start of the episode, we're getting some Japanese audio drama stuff.
Oh yes.
We've been getting a lot of that this week. We've gotten some voice actors. We've gotten some. The big thing they're doing with the characters' names is they're taking the Chinese characters and they're using the onyomi readings of them in Japanese. So their names are a little bit different sonically,
a little bit, but not too
like you can see where they came from. Yeah. And I found a website earlier today that has a list of all of those for most of the characters that matter. But the thing is, the entire page was in Japanese. And so I wanted to, there were a couple of things on there that I wanted to see what it meant. They were like, footnotes or whatever. And I wanted to see what those were. So Google Translate, I said, help me out. And it gave me a gift. The gift that keeps on giving. So
oh, Lord.
I have the Google Translated webpage here. And I think all three of us, Kate, if you're up for it.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. Could go through and just kind of take turns reading off this page, because there are some gems to be found in all of this. So I put the link in the recording chat. And if we all want to just pull that up, it's very good to me.
Wow, these are crazy. So we have Ink Brush Ink. How to read the name of the Mage Soulshi character. Thank you for reading the novel. The following explains how to read the name of the Mage Soulshi character.
The Wizard is a Chinese novel and used Chinese characters as is, but the pronunciation is quite different between Chinese and Japanese. We received advice from many people and made a page about the pronunciation of the character's name.
The pronunciation on this page is personally recommended based on Japanese pronunciation and Chinese pronunciation. Feel free to use any other pronunciation you like. If you want to read kanji that is not in Japanese, that is, how to resemble Chinese kanji, make the hiragana red and add a star after it.
Wei no Envy is Gimon. 2, Wei Sha is Gui, and then a character that did not get translated. Irio Ancestor is Irio Rosso. Indigo Machine. Ranboki. I think isn't that a snack in Korea? Aizan is Ramzan. And Mitsugi-kun is Ganko-kun. Ganko-kun is a fucking awesome. Ganko-kun is a great translation. I'm going to.
Okay, so Mr. Yumue Yun Unmoko, Jongjun, Kofu Men, Yu Shi, Gushian, Esumi, Kocho Ebangin Kobangin, Jang, Koanri.
None of the words.
I love when stuff just gets doubled for no reason. Mr. Igoso, let's do it. KGI, Rankeijin, Aoi Shiomi, Rankjin, Arai, Rankan, Aishioi, Ranshitsu, IK, Rankeigi.
Cute.
Mr. Wanling Kim, Ranbyo Kinoshi, Kanemitsu, Kinkozen, Kanekoken, Kinshiken, Kim Koyao, Kinkoyo, Kim Ling, Kinleo.
Cute.
Mr. Nie Kiyokawa, Seiyuka no.
No.
No in parentheses. Very important. Nieming, Jomei Keitsu.
I love when he cuts his name off.
Me.
This is a kanji not found in Japanese, meaning a ring-shaped cobblestone decoration with one missing part. In ancient times, it can be given to others to express their will. When the moon is full, it is missing again and is a symbol of the prosperity. Nye hui ko, jo kaiso.
Here we have Mr. Atsushi Kiyama, Onion. Warm Young Cold, Onjakan. Oncho. Attentiveness. Onjo. when young, hyphenated. Oh, hey! Now we have we sung is Gijo, which is.
Do you want to let's live? Yeah. Kate, do you want to get this one?
I think it's Oli.
Yeah, we sung Gijo. Hyo sung dust. Kyo shinjin. A character. Ase. Shui yu setsuyo. Song arashi. Soran.
Wow.
Other, added as the story unfolds. Thank you for reading this far. We will add Chinese pronunciation and related information little by little from now on. Please enjoy. Oh, I did.
Oh, I enjoyed every second of that. Thank you.
Let's do it.
I especially loved adding Mr. to that was a great and special, respectful touch.
It's so good.
Like, it's really kind of beautiful. I like the it. You really like to
Mr.
Hongwon.
I'm going to spend so much of my life trying to figure out onion.
What the fuck is onion?
Why onion?
What is onion supposed to be?
Onion.
Is it? No, it's the Wens.
I know it's the Wens.
Yeah. Okay, it's the Wens, but like, why onion?
Okay, so I know exactly who each of these refers to.
Yeah.
That's easy enough to figure out. What the fuck with the onion?
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 Is it because they stanky? Because they're stanky? Is it because they make people cry?
Jesus. I mean, they did do that. That would
sort of sugarcoating it at best, but yes, they did make people cry a lot.
I mean,
it's not wrong. Wow, that was truly a ride.
That was robust. I like to do, kind of a special edition every so often.
Oh God! So, do you want to do some questions?
Let's do some questions. If you have questions, you can send them to cloudrecessespod.tumblr.com/ask or via Twitter at cloudrecesspod. You get one. We don't have any on Twitter, I don't think. Not this week.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, we don't. So over to Dumbler. I can open up Mr. Inbox. We have 2 on Dumbler. Tumblr.
All right.
Let's go.
So, no idea how to pronounce this. So sorry. It says it's from Anonymous, but it also says that it's from Tumblr user Matrikothon. And they said, okay, but what if this is in ancient China magic and fun times where pop music and boomboxes exist? What song would WWX blast at full volume outside of Cloud Recesses to let LWJ know how he feels about him, or potentially to just show Lon Sheeran that kicking him out just makes him more determined to annoy the shit out of him? Sorry for Party Rocking by LMFAO. Final answer. Shots by LMFAO. Final answer. If it's not a song by LMFAO, thank you. That's all.
Van Halen Hot for Teacher.mp3.
Oh my God! I got it bad. What would it actually be? Would it be a good song choice for that?
God. See, this is the shit of it, because we've talked about so many Wangshan.mp3 is.
That's my life every single day on my fucking side Twitter.
Yeah.
And now that
we're tasked with thinking of one, we can't think of any.
Because here's the thing about most of the Wangshan MP3s that I recognize. It's because most of the quote-unquote Wangshan MP3s are songs that I can visualize in the perspective or through the perspective of Lon Wangji. I'm really not good at conceptualizing songs as Wangshan songs when I have to think through the perspective of Wei Wuxian, because I'm like, I'm a Wei Wuxian fucker, so I want to see things through Lon Wangji. And I have trouble relating on that deep level to Wei Ying. Not that I don't love him more than anything in his life.
Not that there aren't things that you relate to him about, but
extremely. As far as that goes, no, I just can't like. It's hard for me to envision like his romantic approach to those particular things because he's just so chaotic.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, if it's Gusu Cloud Recess's magic school time, when he's just being kind of a gremlin, then it's songs that I'm imagining songs that like he's using to affectionately embarrass him.
Oh my god. The If You Were Gay song Avenue. Yeah. Thanks for nothing. Jesus Christ.
Fucking Handsome Devil by the Smiths. Fucking. You got anything, kid?
I am like.
One.
I know this doesn't exactly answer the question posed, but my immediate like gut response reaction was Barbie Tings.
Oh my god. Wow. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But,
or just or Ass by Big Sean featuring Nicki. Her entire verse is just what Wei Wuxian belts out to
Jesus.
him to prove his love and devotion. Bad bitches, I'm your leader. Paying them by the meter. Somebody point me to the best ass eater.
So I just refreshed the inbox and we got another question.
Oh wow.
So now we have 2 more instead of just 1 more.
We have 2 more. So the second question is from Anonymous, and Anonymous asks, if you were a malicious spirit, what would you design your curse mark to look like?
This is a sexy one.
Wow, that's kind of a cool, fun one.
This kind of reminds me of like the witch's kisses in Madoka.
Oh, yes.
I love this.
I want mine to look like...
I mean, we gotta consider like this, it's kind of reflective in some way. Like Wei Ying got, he got a curse mark thigh high.
Yeah.
Because this arm said, I want my legs back. As you do.
My curse mark would probably be one of those things that starts on the inside, and then by the time you it on the outside, it's too late.
Oh yeah, huh? Yikes.
Yeah,
you hate to see it.
That'd be mine. Pretty kind of a bummer, but I think that's what mine would be.
Yeah.
What about you, Roy?
I think mine, so I have a lot of nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
I think mine would be something that like kind of looks like, I'm going to describe this and it's going to sound like I'm describing some type of like scalp skin disease, but I mean it's something that spreads over your skull and it makes you have really fucking bad nightmares, probably until you die from them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because until corpse me finds you,
Yeah, because when you die in nightmares, you die in real life.
You do.
That's what Freddy Krueger taught me.
That's what Frederick Krueger taught me. Frederick Krueger,
that's it.
Yeah. How about you?
Okay.
Yeah. How about you, Cade?
I don't know. Like I guess like, I don't know, what's scary? Blood poisoning? I guess black veins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owie.
Like your blood makes you rot from the outside in.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a mood.
I think my curse mark would actually just look like little pinpricks. And then that's how you know when it's just little pinpricks that you could see from the outside.
Mm-hmm. Like, what is this weird? Yeah. Why aren't these blackheads going away?
Haha, surprise.
Yeah.
Every single organ in your body has demonic cancer now.
Yeah. You look at those blackheads under a microscope and they're all mood emoji.
That's right.
Anyway.
All right. So, next and final question, Tumblr user Warp Strikes said, so I pondered this a while back, even though it seems MXTX doesn't do anything with it. But when WWX transmigrated into MXY's body, do you think he had to deal with physical differences he never had to experience before, such as allergies, improved or lessened dexterity, etc.? And MXTX definitely doesn't change this. But if Moshwan, you had a weak tolerance for spicy food or alcohol, which would WWX fare better with giving up? Keep on vibing. Rose from the Discord. Thank you, Rose. I think there are some parts of the novel where it talks about how, the most extensive this ever gets is it talking about how Mo Xuanyu doesn't really have the capacity to build a core as well as Wei Wuxian did in his prime.
Yeah, he's like substantially weaker.
He's substantially weaker, like physically and cultivation wise, but that's pretty much the only explanation of the differences that we get from Wei Wuxian. Like the only substantive.
Well, there's a little bit about how he's like noticeably smaller, basically.
Yeah,
like not like super smaller, but like enough that like you can tell.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only the physical stuff that gets addressed. This stuff like allergies or
nothing internal.
Tolerance or intolerance to spice or whatever. It never really gets brought up. It's kind of like it's kind of like Mo Xuanyu's body is just kind of overtaken entirely by Wei Wuxian's soul and personality.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's necessarily how it works in general, but I think MXTX didn't really put too much thought into that. And I wish she would have.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what if Mo Xuanyu was a tummy boy?
What if Mo Xuanyu was a tummy boy? Spices anymore?
What if he couldn't eat his spices anymore?
Wow. That's a really depressing thought. That's like if I suddenly got like an ulcer or something, or like I started having gastrointestinal issues that didn't let me eat spicy food, I would be crushed.
Dude, you know I have tummy problems.
I wouldn't be able to survive, man.
Mm.
I don't know how you do.
You adapt.
Wei Ying Get GERD.
Wei Ying Get GERD?
Wei Ying Get GERD.
As it turns out, he's girded up.
Oh no.
Oh God, rip.
Horrible.
Oh God, rip. Oh, I'm sad.
Unfortunately, poor Mo Xuanyu doesn't get to experience the finer things in life.
That would be his luck.
Oh my God, extremely, because everything else is fucked up about him, you know?
Yeah. Nothing in his life is good.
Nothing in his life is good. Poor Mo Xuanyu. I love him so much.
Oh,
he doesn't deserve anything that happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Poor baby. But anywho.
What do you think Wei Ying would fare better on giving up? Is the spicy food or the alcohol, do you think?
I think he would fare better giving up. Shit.
I feel like he'd do better giving up the alcohol.
Yeah. That's what I was leaning towards, because the spicy food is just like, he's gotten to the point in his taste bud journey where he can't even taste the spice anymore.
Yeah, on his journey through Flavor Town.
On his journey through Flavor Town. So, you know, if he had to give up that spice entirely, I feel like food would just be like completely inedible to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has to have the spice in order to enjoy food, and you have to eat to live. You don't necessarily need to drink alcohol to live.
Yeah.
So
he'd be sad about it. He would complain and throw, but I think he'd probably give the alcohol up a little bit easier.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Rose. We will indeed keep on vibing.
Yeah, preach.
So why don't we get into the cleanup time?
Let's do a touch of cleanup.
So we have a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon.
We have a Mr. Patreon / Podrecesses.
Yeah, Podrecesses. And if you want to give us simply, at the very least, $1 a month, you'll get a bunch of cool shit.
You'll get some stuff. You can be a disciple of the show, and you'll get access to all of our Patreon exclusive bonus content. It's including She's and Get iPad.
Yay!
And get a special role in our Discord. If you want to give us $5 a month, which would be cool, you can be a sec leader of the show and get all of that plus a more special role in our Discord channel and a thank you shout out on the show. And you can send us a short little message for us to read. And then for a big old $10 a month, one sandwich a month, you can be a chief cultivator of the Podrecesses and get all of that and an even more special role in our Discord. And you can send us requests for stuff to stream and or read during our live readings.
Anything you want.
Yeah.
Including my immortal.
So shout out to our $5 sec leaders, Colin Arnold, Sarah McClintock, and Lenny Williams. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Yay, thank you guys.
And thank you to $10 chief cultivator of the show, Scout Shiro.
The Scout. The
Scout.
One and only.
Our Scout.
Our Scooter.
Thank you to Noisepace.xyz for being our podcast network. Thank you to sec leader Matt GameCube.
The very good man of GameCube Nintendo.
For being our podcast host, network host. Check out Noise Space. You can find a bunch of other really good podcasts, such as City Girls Make Do. I'm putting a big winking emoji on that.
Wink, wink. We got Henry Kissinger, Pokemon Going to Die, which Roy guests on frequently.
Yeah, I'm a regular cast member.
Oh yeah, you are a regular cast member now.
Been one for like a year. Big boy host. You can check out Jergin It and Fear Baiting and the Wonder Yerks and a whole bunch of good shit.
We've got pretty much everybody in the community cast.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are on Noise Space.
Now that's what I call podcasting.
Now that's what I call convenience, baby.
Baby. Once again, I'm Roy. I'm on Twitter at SemperFunny and also at Yeeling Hypebeast, which is my Modow side blog.
I'm Fallon. I'm on Twitter at America's Burden or my Danme anime whatever side blog.
Fun shit side blog.
Himbozonju.
Good old Himbozonju.
ZONGZHU.
Hell yeah. Kate, where can we find you?
Oh, I am on Twitter at TinyGrunt, TinyGrunt.
Hell yeah.
I guess, and archive of our own, but
hell yeah.
Hell yeah, plug your shit.
Same name.
You gotta love it.
Absolutely plug your shit, please.
And you can find the us of the Podrecesses at cloudrecessespod.tumblr.com and on twitter.com/cloudrecess. Just the one. You get one pod.
You do get one pod.
We're on all the podcast apps and the websites. Go ahead. Subscribe, comment, rate, like.
Intergage.
You can join our Discord. The link, as always, is in the description. We have a good time.
We welcome everyone except porn spam bots.
And minors.
and minors and cheat on your homework bots. And basically any bot. If you're a bot, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, we got our first bot this week. That was a milestone.
I think it was actually our second bot, if I'm being real.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, and you know what we say at the end of every episode?
We say, Semper Bunny!
We say Semper Bunny.
Semper
Bunny!
Semper Bunny, folks.
Semper Bunny, folks.
Bye.
Bye.